What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwartz back again with another Rush Rundown. This time we're going to talk about Konosuba in the English competitive metagame. This will be a quick, concise overview of Konosuba's strengths, weaknesses, and notable cards that you'll need to know in order to effectively play into it, all in 10 minutes or less. While these videos aren't meant to be totally comprehensive, we've included a lot of information in this video about Konosuba, so feel free to pause if we're moving too fast. Alright, let's get right into it. So Konosuba is a juggernaut in the English metagame right now. It is in contention for one of the strongest decks in the game, only really being held down by the Attack on Titan matchup, as it has the ability to kill its opponent from very low damage, sometimes as low as the bottom of level 2, with very little counterplay. It has access to Stock Swap and Fumio, as well as a number of very potent finishing options. Konosuba will try to score reverses at level 1, usually about 7k power, but the finishers don't reverse at all. So jumping right into our first card here, we have the star of the show, we have Megumin. This is the reason to play Konosuba. The card with its Climax combo can rest itself, clock shoot the opposing character, and burn a number of damage, all without ever declaring an attack. This is in addition to the fact that Konosuba has absurd options for decompressing the opponent and making sure that that 4 damage from the combo sticks as often as possible. This also kind of ties into the next card here, this Ambush Union, which is a card that the first Megumin synergizes with. The Ambush Union can pay 1, block the Konosuba player, and search the deck for a copy of the Megumin, so you can always have a copy in hand, be ready for your finishing turn whenever. And also, the Union here resonates with the Megumin. Pay 1, reveal the Megumin from hand, and rest this. Look it up to 4 cards from the top of the Konosuba player's deck, take a Adventurer or Magic trait character, which is literally every character in the deck, and add it to hand. This allows Konosuba to plus absurdly well, especially if they get this card rolling on their second or so turn once they get some stock to do so. Instead of relying on hitting Climaxes for a Brainstorm, this card allows Konosuba to get a guaranteed plus every single turn, especially with the extra stock that they generate from their level 1 combo. The next card that we have here is the Fumio that Konosuba has access to. This card, on play, the Konosuba player can pay 1 stock and shuffle the opponent's waiting room back into their deck, minus 2 Climaxes. If the Konosuba player's opponent has a large number of non-Climax cards in their waiting room, Konosuba is able to shuffle all of those back in and then go for the throat with their hard-hitting finishers and clock shooters, all while having a good chance of sticking those big instances of damage that they are trying to stick. This also works in conjunction with our next card here, which is the 2/3 event Seizure of Private Property. This gives Konosuba access to a stock swap, and not just any stock swap, it gives them access to a stock swap during their opponent's turn, during counterattack step. Something else to note is that this card steals away the opponent's stock and does not give it back until the end of the turn. So this not only functions as a stock swap, which allows Konosuba to generate a waiting room for their opponent so that they can play their Fumio and decompress them further, also allows Konosuba to steal away their opponent's stock during the counterattack step, interrupting any sort of stock-paying combo effect that they might have. The next card we have here is Powered Up Explosion Magic Megumin. This card comes down as a 13,500 power beater on its own, but also allows Konosuba to play any level 3 that they want for free from their hand, just for no reason. This card, since it plays a card from hand, also allows any play from hand effects from the card that's coming down to resolve. So if you pull out a Fumio with this, the Konosuba player is able to Fumio for 1 stock free while pulling out the Fumio. If they pull down a healer, they get to heal for free. And that's not to mention that this card also has the ability to burn 5 for the low cost of pay 3, ditch 2 on attack, just as an extra reassurance finisher for Konosuba if their powerful Megumin finishers with all their decompression doesn't stick already. At level 0, Konosuba will be running this Covered in Snot Aqua. This card on reverse mills 2. If they hit a level 2 or higher card, which oftentimes they do as they run a fairly high level 3 count, this card will go to stock. And as we mentioned earlier with Ambush Union, Konosuba, when generating extra stock, is allowed to immediately turn that stock into free pluses. So definitely, if you have the ability to remove this and prevent it from getting reversed with some sort of hard removal bomb, like a stock bomb, definitely do that. Deny Konosuba as much stock as possible when playing into them. Counters to consider playing against Konosuba: definitely be aware that they can steal your stock away with the Seizure of Private Property event, but also the anti-change counter that Konosuba runs, Shaken Megumin. It is a level 1 anti-change counter, so Konosuba can start anti-changing a level earlier than most sets can. The counter does send to waiting room, but the cost for it is for the Konosuba player to ditch 2 cards, which is an almost negligible effect since they can generate so much hand with their Ambush Union and stock generation effects. As far as anti-change bombs and clear options Konosuba has. Most of the time, you won't see any of these cards in a Konosuba deck. If you're playing into the meta Magic Megumin Union list, you will occasionally, maybe rarely, see this calling for Teacher Megumin, which gets large against level 3s and allows the Konosuba player to pay 1 and salvage a character upon reversing a level 2 or higher battle opponent. Common builds for Konosuba, the one you'll see most often is the meta magic list that I just mentioned. Union level 1 combo gets up to 7k and is looking for a reverse to help the Konosuba player build extra stock and potentially build hand. The Megumin level 3 combo acts as a very potent finisher in combination with the stock swap event and the Fumio. The other Konosuba list that you may see occasionally is this goddess-centric list, which is also a fairly potent option. The Aqua level 1 combo is also looking for reverse here, but can get up to 8k and pluses up to 3 cards per reverse. And the Eris Restander finisher is also fairly scary. In combination with the Fumio, which is also a blue goddess card the deck will be running, allows the Restander to stick even further damage. So in conclusion, it's difficult to level lock Konosuba as they have access to the Clock Ricky search Megumin effect of Ambush Union, so don't expect to try to level lock them at level 0. As far as anti-change or early play hate, definitely expect to see 1, maybe 2 copies of Shaken Megumin in every deck, since Konosuba has the resources to just throw cards away from their hand to anti-change whenever they feel the need to. The most popular build is definitely the Union Megumin magic trait gate stock soul build. Sometimes people will run an empty gate at the top instead of the stock soul, but the premise remains the same. Their most valuable card is their free hand plus generation from Ambush Union. The fact that Clock Ricky bonds with their level 3 Megumin is a huge deal. Helps set up their finisher turn super early while also maintaining a large hand size. Konosuba is stupidly powerful at killing their opponent as early as they possibly can. As I've mentioned multiple times, are able to stock swap cards into their opponent's waiting room, Fumio those cards back into the deck to decompress their opponent super hard, and then throw out their large instances of damage from their very potent finishers, try to kill their opponent as quickly as possible. If you do happen to survive the onslaught from Konosuba, usually after their combo turn they kind of fall apart as they've blown all of their resources, and that is oftentimes your opportunity for taking them out. If you're going to a large-scale regional type event, expect to see Konosuba a reasonable amount of the time. The deck is fairly expensive, so there is a barrier of entry for players to play Konosuba. So don't expect to see it every other game or anything, but definitely do expect to see it as it is a very powerful, very threatening deck in the current metagame. And that's basically it for Konosuba. If you liked this video, be sure to drop a like or a comment. Let us know how we did, really helps us out. We will be releasing more Rush Rundowns every Monday and Wednesday, along with our usual deck tech every Friday. Along with these links that we drop at the end of all of our videos, we will also link some sample Konosuba deck lists below if you'd like more in-depth examples of what you'd potentially run up against in any sort of shop challenge or regional environment. And with that, I think we're done. Pittsburgh Weiss Schwartz signing off. We'll see you in the next video.